That's him. I'm so excited.
My tail is twitching. Must be a sign.
A stocky knight with a head of messy black hair stands before you. His armor is spattered with blood. He greets you with a deep, booming voice. Ha! Crusaders, excellent! I am Captain Caleb Sazamal. These are my men. I am about to burn these vile backstabbers and heretics here. These pathetic imitators of the traitor Rilu who tricked their way into the ranks of Crusaders. The knight nods at the heap of severely beaten people and a strange elf whose appearance seems jarring for some unknown reason. Sazamal bellows threats at his prisoners who seem to be in a state of deep shock and utter terror. A strange feeling rises up within you. It's pure instinct. You don't know what you're about to do, but you are certain that it's right. Let's do a perception check. I failed. The Crusader's nostrils flare, fury sparks in his eyes. He looks truly angry and is spoiling for a fight. I failed both! No! What happened to the library? Demons showed up and carried everything off. I wasn't here to see it myself. I was fighting in the square, but these filthy traitors told me everything. My fists made them quite chatty. So what, you tortured them? Do you think those methods are worthy of a Crusader? Under ordinary circumstances, no. But look around! The city is burning. Now is not the time for squeamishness. Do you want to burn them? The warrior howls like a wild animal. Wait, so I gotta hold on. We just made a save. Let's try this 2.0. Cause honestly, the other, like I love the other and I can't not get that. So let's try to roll it again. We're just gonna do this.
Might be treasure.
One more time. I've never failed this before. Sela, do we really not have anybody though? Yeah, we succeeded. Phew. Okay. We got it once. Succeeded a perception check. He's talking too loudly all while casting Sidelon looks at you. You have seen similar behavioral quirks before in liars. All right, let's see if this works. That one failed, but that's fine. We got this now. Requires a trickster mythic path given to the strange instinct. Idiot, stop! Heed my command in the name of Baphomet. The words fly out of your mouth before you can even think them. Some gut instinct told you that this is precisely what needs to be said in this moment. And the words hit their target. The Crusaders jump in surprise and look at each other in terror. Woljif glares menacingly at Caleb. Didn't you know, mortal? We're everywhere. He leaps to attention and barks out, sorry, couldn't have known. We'll fix it right away, ma'am. An inexplicable feeling of rightness flows through you, and you enjoy seeing the look of oafish terror on the faces of the Crusader and his lackeys when you rebuke them for their fecklessness. Report! Who are you? The Crusader's eyes bulge in fear as he barks out. Caleb Sazamal, former Knight of the Order of Everbright Crusaders, deserter. These two are my mates from playing cards, local fences for stolen goods, reliable men. We set an ambush, caught 3, no 4 Crusaders, and we wish to join the ranks of the triumphant army of the Worldwound. Good lads, brave fighters. We could do with more like... I've never seen this. More like you in the cultist ranks. Then our victory would be assured. Thank you. I do my best. Caleb watches Lan with rapt attention, his eyes lingering on Lan's horn. I must admit that the rationality of this individual should be questioned and subjected to thorough study for the purpose of establishing the existence of said rationality. What? What? That's so good. Caleb is a Crusader name. Are you a Crusader? I hereby give you a name worthy of a demon. Foul Snout. Biting his lip, the bold cultist proudly thrusts out his chest. Thank you, madam. Foul Snout furrows his brow in a display of menace, trying to show his brutal determination to take on the Crusader forces put together. We're going to listen to our gut. Stop wasting valuable fuel. If you like burning books, go rig the Grey Garrison Library. Our enemies might try to sneak in there. Step to it. There's plenty more where that came from, ma'am. I'll do everything you've ordered, and just as soon as those Crusaders arrive, they'll be dead meat. I'll go make sure that we get make it another 2 barrels of alchemist fire from the Grey Garrison storeroom. Think they're gonna burn right up in there. That was literally the greatest thing in my life. That was so good. I loved every minute of it.
Something?
Praise Iomade, we're saved! You came just in time! A blind elf stands before you. He looks extremely strange. His face wears its years heavily, which is unusual for members of his race. Thinning gray hair, a ragged beard, sightless milky eyes, pale, papery skin covered in age spots, a spine curved by the passage of time. This is not how elves typically age. The youth that graces the faces of elves even on their deathbed has totally abandoned this decrepit specimen. That is an elf with a beard. I guess the worst can be found even among the best. Camellia! A bearded elf, how very intriguing. If you please, I'd like to pluck out a hair of that phenomenon manifesting on your chin in the interest of science. Oh my goodness, the two of you. They're so embarrassing. The old elf holds out his hand in your direction in the perennial gesture of the blind, greeting you with an unexpectedly strong and calm voice. Hello, I am Storyteller. I wish to thank my rescuers. That is you, if I am not mistaken. Storyteller? That's the first I've ever heard of a venerable old-timer like that having a street name. Woljif, it's not a street name. Who are you? The old elf frowns. I prefer people to call me Storyteller. It very accurately describes the sphere of my occupation and interests. In most of the places I have been, I am known by that name. Can I talk to you about something? The old elf responds with dignity and courtesy, but firmly. In thanks for my rescue, I, of course, will render you a service in return, whatever it may be. However, at this moment, I wish to be somewhere safer than the present surroundings. My recent adventures have fatigued me greatly, and I would be grateful if you could help me to safe shelter of some kind. The stubborn set of the elf's mouth tells you that he won't change his mind. Typical. You do some good in turn, and instead of getting a thank you, they just ask for more help. Go easy on the old elf. He's had a rough go of it. Yeah, because we haven't had it so easy, or because we've had it so easy. All right. I'm going to take you to Defender's Heart. Please accept my sincere thanks once again. If I may, please don't rush. I will struggle to keep up with your young legs. The Storyteller lowers his voice slightly. And I'm not the only one thankful to you. That young crusader over there is eager to give his regards, but he's too shy to approach you. I can tell from his quickened breathing. When we reach a safe place, take pity on the lad and accept his thanks. The young man with aristocratic features wipes the sweat from his brow and gives you a courteous bow. Allow me to introduce myself. Brother Claim at your service. Thank you for helping us. We thought we were doomed to perish. How did you end up in this trap? That traitor met us at the door. He seemed a faithful and passionate crusader, and we didn't suspect a thing until they attacked us from behind and knocked us out. We didn't expect such trickery. Most of our order brethren are dead, and we were desperate to believe that this man in armor was a fellow crusader, a comrade. While we were unconscious, they removed our armor and tossed us on the pyre of books. What blasphemy. Ain't it always the way? You start thinking you might be able to trust a fella, and boom, he goes and stabs you in the back. But if you never trust anyone, then soon you'll become a killer just like Hulrin. That's hardly better, is it? Don't start on that now. Fine, you convince me you can trust people, but only in one in every dozen, I'd say. Not for long even then. I mean, I get what Woljif is saying. Who is the elf with you? So who are you? We are Crusaders of the Order of the Flaming Lance. Our order dedicates itself to the pursuit of hidden knowledge and magical methods of fighting the demons. We are searching for our leader, Sister Miamir, the scholar. She spent the last few weeks here working day and night on some important research. When the demons attacked the city, we rushed here to find her, but it seems she's left the city shortly before the attack began. Miamir, I don't recall the name, which means her scholarly contribution cannot have been significant, yet her actions do intrigue me. If the opportunity arises, I would like to find out what experiment she carried out. So she left the city leaving no word? None. She left in a hurry without leaving any notes or orders. Why? I have no idea. The only thing that may serve as a clue is this book she was studying. The knight holds out a leather-bound tome. It's a collection of ballads composed by a bard who fought in the Second Crusade. The first songs are brimming with swaggering optimism, but as the collection progresses, the texts grow darker and more obscure. As the despair and madness slowly take possession of the bard's mind, Miamir has annotated one of the verses. Long dead fingers of the blackest stone, the forbidden tree stretches out in its branches to me. White pebbles dog my steps, 1,000 piercing eyes on frosted ground. The winter sun's rays caress the runes, ancient symbols burn on the hardened bark. Secrets crusted over with white lichen, a white fog steals over my weary mind. In Miamir's handwriting, a note reads, Trees, runes, stone book of the druids of Old Sarkor is here. Her notes mention something about a stone book belonging to the Druids of Old Sarkoris. What does that mean? Stone books. The Druid of Old Sarkoris used sacred trees as books. They carved their secret knowledge on the bark. When the demons came, the Druids resorted to a dark ritual that turned the trees to stone and the Druids themselves into undead, doomed to guard their stone library forever. But that happened far from here in the Stone Wilds. Is it possible that it's where Mia went? Maybe she found one of those trees nearby. I don't know. So go to the Defender's Heart. The city still fights? Why, that's incredible. We'll go to our sanctuary guarded by our order brothers and sisters. We will bring them to Defender's Heart. Okay. Hold on 1 second. He's leaving. Goodbye. Okay. Now. We've got... Oh, Kian. Why do you insist on scaring me like that? Oh. Good. There was something here. Excellent. There's a book there. Okay. Now. Quickly, we're just gonna casually walk this way. Yay. He is so majestic. Bye-bye. I hope that beast doesn't bring down what's left of the building on our heads. In the name of Iomade, what was that? Ooh. Okay. So, back this way. So, if you haven't watched any of my other videos or you just haven't met him yet, you can actually see his tail. And if you get, like, close enough, you can actually start to see him. It actually almost looks like he's moved. Oh, no, never mind. So, there he is. He's just standing there. You can't actually interact with him here. We'll see what happens next. Okay, where is the storyteller? The old elf frowns as he listens closely to something and then decisively turns his head to face you. Abby, is it not? I recognize you from the sound of your footsteps. You can talk to him about this? That's so cool. Oh, this is so good. There was a griffin statue here. It suddenly came to life and flew away. Do you know anything about it? The griffin stood in this library for decades, but only today did he take flight. Why? I do not know, but I am glad his ancient slumber came to an end. The elf smiles at his thoughts. He has a long story behind him, and yet the real tale is only just beginning today. No, I will not reveal his secrets. I think your paths will cross again, so you can ask him yourself. I'm taking you to Defender's Heart. Please accept my sincere thanks once again, and if I may, please don't rush. Okay. That was so good. So when I did it before, I loaded into a save file that had, like, we've already got the storyteller. So this was really cool. Okay, so it looks like I'm running into the same thing that other people ran into, which is if you do this directly after picking up the storyteller and, like, letting that... you know what I wonder if it is, though? If it's because technically you aren't coming back to Defender's Heart the same way. Because, like, the storyteller basically forces you back to Defender's Heart. Whereas to get Ulbrig, it's a little different. So that's kind of what I'm thinking is actually happening. Do we have our burb out? Yeah, okay, good. Just check. So we'll leave and come back. I don't even know if we have to do much to, like, leave and come back. I'm literally just gonna go to this node. Okay, now we'll go back. And enter. My guess is most people will have loaded back into an older save, kind of like I did, but post-storyteller maybe? Or won't get to this point for a bit. Because, like, they're starting a brand new playthrough. Dun, dun. Does this do it? No. Okay, so I think we've got to go, like, into a node. Interesting. All right, let's go into Defender's... Or not Defender's Heart, because that's where we are now. Let's go into the city. Do. Mm-hmm. Do. So that's good to know. Okay, now we've walked around. We walked a little forward. We took a few steps this way. Back we go. Now, time to see if it worked this way. Mm-hmm. Dun, da, da, da. Enter. The only thing I can think of is in my video on how to get him, the only reason why I might not have run into this issue before is because I accidentally walked back into the Blackwing Library. Please don't ask me how I did that. I thought I was leaving and coming to Defender's Heart to check and see if he was actually arriving, and then I accidentally walked back in to the library, and I didn't think anything of it because I'm klutzy like that. So maybe that was it? No, nothing. Ulbrig! Do I have to talk to the storyteller? Is that why? Talk to Nenio, secret passage. I thought I finished that quest. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, the blind elf looks better than he did in your last encounter. His clothes are clean and his pale face has some color. The elf turns to you and listens closely. Is that you, my savior? I recognized your footsteps, determined footsteps, befitting a determined person. Allow me to thank you again for saving me. Please accept this humble gift as a token of my appreciation. The elf hands you a small black ring with 2 scarlet runes on it. Irabeth. Okay, so I think maybe that's what it was because I didn't finish the Burning City quest. Irabeth has explained why you were looking for me. I warned the authorities of Canabris that the local wardstone had been desecrated. They waved off my warning and paid for their inaction. I have examined many wardstones, but only in the one guarding Canabris did I sense a flaw, a spot of corruption inside, a vulnerability the demons will surely use. They are able to spread the blight inside the wardstone, corrupt it, and make it their weapon. It frightens me to think what it will be capable of. The wardstone must be destroyed. Okay. In that case, you must make... Because we already read all that before, and I want to see how we can fix the Ulbrig thing, so... In that case, you must make every possible effort to destroy the corruption. Unfortunately, I don't know where to get an instrument powerful enough to banish it from the wardstone. As far as I know, there's nothing like it in Canabris, but the demons might have something. I heard the dying roar of Terendelev, the silver dragon, the protector of the city. At the same time, I felt a wave of unfamiliar power sweep over me from head to toe. I would advise you to go to where Terendelev perished and search there for something. I'm sorry I can't be more specific, but my intuition and strange sense of rightness tell me to point you there. Okay. He wishes us interesting adventures. I love him. Okay. Now I'm kind of curious. Does it trigger it now? So now let's try walking out and in that we finish this quest. Do. I doubt this will do it, but... Ah, it did it. Okay. So if you're having trouble... Oh, goodness. Hello.
What in the name of the Green Mother's going on in this crazy town?
Meet Ulbrig, everyone. With literally some of the best music as his theme song. But if you are having any trouble getting Ulbrig, you need to finish the storyteller quest. So after you get him back from the Blackwing Library, go talk to him and then leave, just walk out the door and then come back. And that should fix it for you. The ceiling gives away with a thundering crash and a griffin lands on the floor of the tavern. In a flash, the creature transforms. A huge red-bearded man now stands before you. Folding his arms, he casts a proprietary eye over the tavern and in a deep, booming voice asks...
Who's in charge here?
Not me.
You there in the armor? Or is it you, tavern keeper? Or maybe it's you, old-timer? Oh, you, I remember. You were in that ravaged fortress with all the books. You can explain all this to me.
I can?
Well?
Do we think we'll pass this? Let's try it. Ignoring the look of astonishment, the man approaches and looks you dead in the eye. We're gonna look back and say nothing.
You're good. All right. First things first. If by some chance you don't already know, they call me Ulbrig. Ulbrig Olesk. Chief of the Olesk clan. The one that gave Barzog's orcs a drubbing. What, never heard of them either?
No.
I'll be damned. Just an illusion or something? One minute I'm laying myself down for a nap in a glade one summer's day, and the next I'm waking up among ruins and flames and monsters running riot. And no one knows me. But you see, my name's famous across Sarkoris. Where in the blazes am I? What's going on here?
You've heard songs that tell of the glorious victory of an alliance of Sarkorian tribes over an orcish horde led by a chief called Barzog. But that was a long time ago, centuries in the past, before the demon invasion. Is it possible this man does not know that Sarkoris has fallen? I love the sass your character can have to him at the start. It's so good. It's so accurate. Like, it feels right. So you couldn't have come through the door? Really? You didn't just want to enter in through the front door like everybody else?
The door would have been smarter, right enough. I was asleep too long, that must be it.
Uh-huh.
My head's all muddled. I remember I was flying over the city looking for something, and when I found it, I just drove straight for it. Roads and roofs be damned. But what was I looking for? Drinks? Warriors? No, that's not it. Or maybe you. Was I looking for you?
I still think that, especially because you can romance him. I know more than likely it's like the powers and abilities that we have and all of that. That's what was shining so bright to him. But from like a romance perspective, this is a really cool way to start a relationship. Like, he has no idea why he had to get here, but he did. And maybe he was looking for you. And so it's just, I don't know. I just think that that's a kind of a really cool way to start this off. You said you saw me in the library? When?
Now, let me think. Strange that the memory's in there, but it's all broken up in little pieces. So I opened my eyes. I saw books and stones around me, and you were there. Then I was flying over the city. I had wings. And then I was in this here tavern, and then I saw you again.
In the library, there was a stone statue of a griffin. It came to life suddenly and flew off. Was that you?
A statue, you say?
Uh-huh.
Strange. I don't remember being turned to stone. But if it looked like a griffin, then it must have been me. Take a gander at this. Don't worry, I won't scratch you. I'm no werewolf, I'm a shifter. My powers were granted to me by the sacred griffin Ervar, who protects our clan. I doubt you've got any other griffins flying about this city of yours.
I don't know. Maybe we do. Ulbrig displays his large hand to you. He bends his fingers, and then they immediately turn crooked, transforming into razor-sharp bird talons. So you're saying you fell asleep in Sarkoris and woke up here?
That's what I'm saying to you. I was plucked like a fish from a pond and carried off to God's nowhere. All right, that's enough questions from you. Now answer some of mine. Where am I, and what's going on here?
Okay, you can tell him the truth, which is this city is called Knabris. I don't know how long you were asleep, but Sarkoris hasn't existed for hundreds of years. Or you can do my personal favorite, which is you're not on Galorian anymore. This world is called No-Hopia. And every day, just after lunch, we get invaded by demons.
You overplayed your hand there. No hopia, you say. Demons invading after lunch and dragons at every full moon, no doubt. And this moon of yours, I'll bet it's made of cheese.
Ulbrig listens to you in silence, but his expression becomes more and more bewildered as you speak. At last, the big man explodes in a fit of rumbling laughter. I don't know, like, I just think that this establishes a very unique relationship between the two of you, and I like that.
Fine. If you don't want to tell me what's going on, don't. We're in a tavern, not in the middle of nowhere. There's plenty of folks around. I'm sure one of these people will tell me what's happening here. There's one thing I do know without asking. You've got a tough fight on your hands. I'm not one to wait on an invitation to a brawl, so if you're making ready to break some demon horns, I'm going with you. But in the meantime, I'm gonna have a taste of whatever ale they brew here.
And Ulbrig is now our companion. He does have dialogue right now, but I want to go get Ember, and then we'll do like a full sweep of dialogue after. Actually, if we could get like Ember and Darren, and then kind of just do catch-up dialogue. I never talked to Anevia. We got to talk to Anevia when we get back. Yeah, there's like a little extra quests. But let's do this. I'm so excited. This is so good. Let's send Camellia back. Right? Yeah. Maybe?